Blessed be. Good morning. Happy Monday to y'all. This is High Priestess Jamila. And I wanted to come and give some updates as far as what is included in the generational curse contract reversal removal, which I want to explain the difference between a reversal and a removal. Okay. Um, First of all, there are a few different types of generational curses where there can be different things that are occurring. Um, I think one of the worst ones is when you have a dysfunctional parent who is either working against you spiritually, um, has done what we call a soul selling contract of their own child. Um, I'll get that call later. They can leave a voice message. Um, that would be the worst one because um, if you had a parent like that, they would sort of see you as a slave, as a means to an end. And we all know that there are some religions, even some gods, that embrace slavery. Okay. So that would be one of the worst ones. Another type of generational curse would be one where it's sort of like just generationally, which I don't see too many people that come with these kind of curses on them because typically it's the ones where the client is figured out that it's something going on directly in the immediate family, either with parents, sisters, brothers. Okay. But the other one would be where, like, it's just been certain things such as poverty, ignorance, that's affected the family for several generations. I don't see too many people that have that issue. Okay. Um, and so there's other ones. Okay, there's other ones to where it could be someone far off in the family that you don't see or you don't talk too much, and they may be doing something because there is a such thing as selling souls. And you guys know that it's the truth because there has been even spiritualists on here that have admitted to either participating in that, or they are aware of that. So um, the way that a person's soul can be sold is through the astral. So this is one of the reasons why we've upgraded to astral protection services. Um, and it's just one ritual that I do, and it protects you for life from astral invasion. This is where a person can send entities directly to you from the etheric. Okay. And a lot of people don't understand the etheric realm. By the way, I do teach an astral class on that. But just to give you guys a crash course, your etheric space is very personal. Everybody always acts like, it's like a club or something out there. Like there's like all these people, and it's actually not like that. I think that if you want to spend your afterlife with another person, that they can be there. But I don't think that, in my opinion, in my professional opinion, from what I have seen when I have actually traveled to the etheric, there's nothing there. However, people can figure out how to bring things into your etheric to travel through the astral. The astral and the etheric realm are two different places. The astral is more so like a hallway. It's a gateway. It's like a bridge between the etheric and the earthly realm, and which is the physical realm. Okay, so you do get astral protection with that, which is one of the most important things, and it doesn't just protect you from it doesn't just protect you from things generationally, but it also protects you from other outside sources of people that want to travel through the astral. If somebody can access you in the astral, they can control you completely. That like they'll control your entire day, your entire year, because they're able to travel through to you and do whatever they want. Okay. Um so it does include that now. It used to didn't, okay? Because it's divine timing, okay? And it's something that my spirit guides wanted me to be very aware of, okay? Because at first they were just taking care of it for me. As my knowledge grows, I'm expected to do more because I kept trying to figure out why I was constantly dealing with energy harvesting. And it got so bad, the energy harvesting got so bad last year that it would just feel like something was trying to pull everything out of me. Okay. So so it was something that I had to get very familiar with and familiar with very fast. Okay. So the astral work is probably makes up to 50% of the work that I'm doing for you now. Even when I do my protection workings now, that is, and it's not just protection, it's also invocation of guardians, because there are some people that they will just drive themselves nuts banging on your astral doors. I mean, this is no joke. If you guys want to, like I said, that movie Drag Me to Hell is like, everything about that movie is all about spiritual stuff. And there's even a point in the movie to where she's trying to have dinner with his parents. They're trying to have dinner with her fiance's parents. And something is just knocking, 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 banging, banging, banging at the door. And she's just like, oh my God, because that's pretty much what, Sylvia did to her. She opened up, the gates of hell to her and cursed her, and so basically what Sylvia Ganesh did was she was able to access her astral realm, and she was able to invade her dreams, which was why they showed her a few times dreaming about the situation. Like, if you look at that movie, it's very interesting. It's called Drag Me to Hell. Some people don't like scary movies, but I grew up watching them. So anyway, um, Generational curses can range in severity, all the way from, and spirits doesn't really consider this that big of a deal, but relationship problems. It depends on how important that is to you as far as like love relationships, but love relationships problems all the way to poverty and early sickness and early death. Okay. And a lot of the times, the reason why that happens, it depends on your family. So, what is the difference? Let's go into what is the difference between a generational curse removal and a reversal. Okay. So the contract can always be removed. Okay. It can be destroyed. Whatever contract with whatever entity or demon that you've been sold to. That's not that difficult to remove. In fact, a lot of these demons are very, very, I mean, they can sometimes be, uh, nicer than the angels. Okay. Honestly, no, I'm joking, but, they don't, they really don't care. They would put in a favor, but they won't always carry it out. In fact, in probably 80% of cases, they are more than willing to let that go. Okay. So, but whether or not it's a reversal versus a removal is going to depend on you, because a lot of the times people that have generational curses on them, they feel bound to the very same family that is screwing them up. They feel bound to them. They feel like they have to talk to them. They feel like they have to go see them. They feel like if they, it's a certain fear, especially when it comes to an elder in your family. If they have a certain amount of control over you, or if your family is like gang stalkers or something, a lot of people will feel compelled to constantly be around them, to constantly talk to them, to constantly, and when they do this, they want to be a part of a family so bad that they will open the heart up to them, only to get stabbed in the heart with a dagger. It is what it is. Okay. And, you know, um, so it can be a removal, because I can't remove a generational curse from everybody in your family. It would just be you. If your family member would agree to do it and pay the money, then I would. But I mean, honestly, if a lot of you guys that are good people, decent people, would not dare do that to somebody spiritually. So, but think about the think about it from a sociopath, psychopathic point of view. Okay, they don't care, and sadly, they use the Bible a lot with that. But the good thing about the Bible is that even though the Bible will say things like, slaves, serve your masters, even if they're evil to you, it'll also have a Bible verse that will free you from that. So, and in some cases, I do have to use the Bible in certain verses in the Bible to counteract that. And I do work with Jesus Christ as well. I work with other deities, but I will work with Jesus Christ as well. Okay. Um, it's going to depend on you, though, whether or not it's a removal or a reversal. I personally, if I found out that a family member was abusing me spiritually or doing something to me spiritually and they were not possessed, and they never changed it, and a lot of you guys are in your late 20s, early 30s, if I found that out, I'm going to look ahead and say, I'm going to cut ties with this person. Okay. That's the difference. Okay. That is the difference. That's going to make all of the difference in the world, is whether or not you remove yourself or you stay in that situation. There's some people that will stay in that situation. And that is because they are programmed. They are programmed to accept it, to accept the dysfunction, the suffering, and then they even bring their children into that kind of dysfunction and deception. Okay. Now, if you are someone that doesn't mind, living in the basement or in the attic of your parents for the rest of your life, pretending that you're still a little girl or a little boy, then hey. But some of you guys have that personality, to where you seek independence and you seek freedom. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, Jen. Is it buffering and skipping now? I should be good now. Yeah. Well, my astral space is protected, including my internet, so I should be good. Am I good now? Okay. Okay, good. Yeah, Jen, that lets me know because I always go back and listen to my lives, and they're fine on my end. So you may have some astral protection that you need to do, because those things that come in through the astral, they can mess up your phones, they can mess up your computers and your internet. And a lot of you guys, when you take your astral class, if you're experiencing issues with your phones, um, you can do phone protection, just like you can do house protection. Yeah, it can affect all of your electronics. Hmm. Absolutely. Definitely the internet, and that's connected to you. Your internet has a connection with you. That's how a lot of things can make contact with you. And when I do astral protection, it's not that I just block everything out. It just block out those bad things that are meant to aggravate you, cause a great deal of emotional and physical distress. Yeah. Yeah. So how you doing this morning? Going back to what I was talking about though, when it comes to 50% of the generational curse remove, reversal removal. Oh, that's what I was talking about. If you are, like, for example, if there's a family business, okay, and your family has a business that, you work for the family business, and there's a lot of families that are like that. And, nobody in the family is suffering financially. They have a pretty decent income. Then, and there may be somebody that could be, I mean, I personally, this is me personally, I don't want anything to do with any family money that is doing harm to me or my children. Okay. I'd rather make my own money. That's just how I am. But there's some people that don't have that level of confidence and they need that family money. They're dependent on it, and it just is what it is. So, you know, if you're that personality type, then you wouldn't too much mind. And that's not so bad. But some of you guys come from families that are very emotionally, physically, financially unstable, and you want better for yourself. And um, typically, when you come from a family like that, the goal is to make sure that everybody is the same way. Okay, they want everybody to be the same way. It's so weird, and it's usually an elder that is like that. It's usually the elder that it's usually an elder that's trying to make everybody fall into line because and let's face it, you don't need a warehouse full of candles. You don't need to have, like, a lot of the times, which is why I said 50% of it is astral work, protection from people's minds and spirits. A lot of times they don't even need a candle. They can just move about their day and manifest their intent. And as soon as they see you breaking the mold, then they will start to attack. So once you get that astral protection, which is the first thing that I do, it's the first thing that I do because, um, once you get that, then you start to think clearer. You have less psychic attacks. Okay. And psychic attacks are a huge part of why you're suffering. They're a huge part of it. Okay. And but if you guys are, looking to break free from that behavior or from that, regime, then you can. Um, through the generational curse removers. Now, I'm not saying that it is something that, because for some of you guys, it could be a 2 to 3 to 5 to 10 year process. Because if you notice, they'll act really strange. Oh, I see that you're over there doing that. And I see that you are associating with that person. And they'll just have an intuition that either you're breaking yourself away or somebody is helping you, right? They'll have an intuition and they'll act really strange, and all of a sudden that's when your third eye just pops open and you're like, why is this person being so strange? And then the next thing you know, you're seeing your either your brother or your sister or your uncle. And then you start to realize that even your spouse is like a handler. So weird. And they'll be sitting in their car watching your house or some weirdness like that. Like, subconscious, the subconscious is what makes generational curses possible, is the subconscious mind. So you would think that a person would say, I'm not going to sit in my car and park down the street and stalk this person. And they can't say that they're doing it for your protection. They're just watching you being weird. They that's not what they're doing. They're not protecting you. Okay. They're being weird. Okay. That's the only way I can describe it, is weird. And like, because this is behavior that I've never done. I've never said, hey, I've got to park my car down the street from my uncle's house and just sit and watch it, or my cousin's house. And you know what I'm saying? It's very, very strange. Okay. And So once you start to break free, then they will try to find other ways because, believe it or not, some of them have made pacts with entities. Some of them have made pacts with entities you wouldn't believe. And all it takes is the mind. The entity comes to them and says, "Hey, I see you're having problems. Can I get the souls of these people? And I'll make your problems go away." And see, problems and issues will make people become desperate in their decision making. Now, if you are somebody that is stronger and more powerful, and not even just stronger and more powerful, you just may be a good person. That's why they say bad things happen to good people, which, we're changing the game on that because, while you may experience some struggles, that righteousness is going to cover you with protection and you're going to be fine. Okay. Um, because a lot of us would find an alternative way. People are always looking for the easy way out of things, which is why people will sacrifice their own kids because they get afraid, they get scared, and they become, I don't want to say deceived, but they will be, they'll get caught up in the rapture of something, and, that is a form of possession. So, you know and a demon is not going to manifest itself as some big snarling beast. It's going to be in your mind. This is something that you're going to be able to directly communicate with in your mind and hold a conversation with it. And so there are some people, they don't care, they're only thinking about their own best interests, or they will try to justify it and say, well, this is what I needed to do for my wife or my children. And the next thing you're having issues. So those of you that are struggling, more than likely you're good people. Okay. Not all the time, but more than likely you're good people that wouldn't dare do that. You would not dare think of doing anything like that. Okay. Um, but some people would. And so that is how that works. Um which is why, if you're seeing a spiritualist or a practitioner, um and that's why I'm so open and upfront with this information. um a lot of the contracts go through Belial, who is the king of hell. So when you hear a spiritualist saying, I work with Belial, it doesn't mean that they're selling people out. It's that they negotiate with Belial. They say, Belial, listen, I need for you to let this go, or, so that's what they mean by duality. That's what they mean by that. And, doesn't mean that you can't trust them because, I mean, think about it. We've heard about spiritualists, even on YouTube, that have been up to that kind of stuff, and they always get exposed. So I have a tendency to do things very ethically. If you have a contract on you, I will talk to the king of hell and have him remove it. Next thing you know, life is going better. Life is getting better. You don't have to become a Satanist. You can still go to church and get baptized and saved. A lot of that stuff is handled on my end. And so, and it can also be handled through Hecate. Okay. So a lot of the devotees of Hecate have access to both worlds. So, this is one of the, the biggest things, okay? Now, when it comes to, um, you know, a lot of people will give up and that's because people are willing to sacrifice everybody else except for themselves. And this is one of the reasons why, Jesus Christ is so beloved, because, he sacrificed himself, for the world. So, this is why we always give praises to Jesus Christ. But at the end of the day, a lot of you guys, you are tired of living in squalor. You are tired of problems, and a lot of you guys have problems, and you want a better life, and a happier life is absolutely possible. It is. A lot of people don't realize that. But a lot of you guys that have those chains on you, that's exactly what a generational curse is chains. It's chains. Everything is chained. Your brain, your throat, your heart, everything. And it's really horrifying. Now, another thing that I do include is a cleanse. So cleanses are automatically, included in the price of the generational curse remover, but I don't include a healing. And I don't mind lighting a healing candle. Some people are afraid to light healing candles on people. I'm not afraid to do that. I mean, I wouldn't do it for everybody because sometimes it's, but for some things I will do a healing candle. Another thing that I've been offering, but this is something that's separate, especially since I'm offering 15% off of all of my rituals. And I would not get the generational curse remover without getting a potion, which would be about 64 ounces that you would get. It will include a preservative with it. And then you also get a list of herbs for you to either keep specifically for, your bloodline, your family, for you to use on, maybe to add to your floor wash, maybe even to add to your bath water, a little bit of it, maybe even to use for spell work. Because generational curses open up a lot of problems for you. They open up the doorway to a lot of problems that can take years to deal with. Okay. So you get a potion included with it. Well, it's not included. It's an additional fee for that, and then an additional fee to ship it to you. Okay, and you can get that sometime afterwards, but I would definitely get that. Okay. Because a lot of you guys, what you'll find is that there will be all sorts of issues that you will have that will just follow you. And so the potions are charged with certain intents to counteract whatever issues that you carry with you. Whether or not it's violence, poverty, okay? And if I don't have all of the herbs, because spirit feels as though it should be 10 to 20, then I use the herbs that I have. It doesn't matter. And sometimes if it's a herb that spirit is saying no, you can't replace it, then I'll get the herb, which is why I've been getting more herbs for a lot of you guys that ghost pipe, which is why I'm getting some of the seeds for that. But right now I have the tincture. I know that spirit wanted me, and I do that through divination, um, to where I divinate which herbs that you need. Okay. And, even if you don't purchase the potion with the curse removal or reversal, um, then, I'll use the, my black rose potion is pretty much one that I use for banishing any and all bad spirits, demons, things of that nature. And you'll find that you'll have these repeated patterns, and people will tend to know, especially when you have a messy family, very messy and weak. Okay, some families are able to hide their deception. But if you have like a messy family that, is doing the most, then people will know that and people will take advantage of that. People in your family that go to some practitioners to get work done on their family members, it is a fact that a lot of those practitioners will not only do work on you, but they'll do work on the person that came to you. It kind of happens automatically because first of all, now that's granted you are of the innocent, which means that you've never had any intent on hurting that family member. And they went to somebody and said, hey, this heifer is getting on my nerve and getting in my way somehow. And I've got $10,000 and I need for you to curse the hell out of this person. Spirit will give them karma, but not to that capacity. Like if they specify, and there is certain entities that will carry out that intent, but a lot of the times, the spiritualists cannot help it. They can't really control that. They can't. They don't want to admit it, but they can't really control it, which is why people shouldn't be doing those types of things. But the world will sort of, some of y'all feel like everything is working against you. The world is against you. Everything is upside down. And this is because of talk, 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 talk. People running their mouth, blabber mouths. People that are sick like that, they will talk about you to anybody and everybody. And these will be people in your family. They're not talking about you in a capacity to where they're angry at you. They're talking about you in a capacity to where they literally, you have done nothing to them and they are talking about you literally behind your back. Nobody should prefer, if somebody has a problem with me, I'd rather them say it to my face. If they have a problem with me and they say it to my face, I'm listening to every word that they say. And if they are saying it to my face and they're saying, hey, I feel like you did this to me, then that's a relationship worth saving. But if somebody is talking about you behind your back, you don't know what they're up to. They could be talking about you to their neighbors, to the pastor, to the people that go to their church, to their psychiatrist, to their to anybody that will listen. And they will demonize you, and you literally have done nothing to them. So then that's how they're getting others involved, which is very, very different from saying, I'm angry at you, because so for me, it would make more sense for, and I trust people that can come to me and say, I'm angry at you. Okay. I don't know about y'all, but, because people like that, they'll smile in your face. but they'll be behind your back doing stuff. So, if somebody can say to my face, I have a problem with you and blah, 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 and, you know, then, I mean, we could possibly be halfway there to work it out. But, some people have a problem with you and they don't want to work it out. They're like, I have a problem with you and I don't want to work it out. I want, some people are very spoiled, oh, you made me mad. I think you should die now. Some people are that extreme. Some people, some people are that extreme. But anyway, so the astral work, which is 50% of the work, that is included in the generational uncrossing work. Okay. And then, of course, the hex breakers, the curse reversals, because more than likely, they just cursed you 3 moon cycles ago. And if you have astral protection, then you have the best protection, but you need to have protection in the physical realm, which is the purpose of the potions. Because this is a mixture that is composed of herbs that have manifested on this earth. Okay, which is earthly protection. Okay. So, and now here's one thing that people get confused about. Once you reverse a curse, doesn't mean that everything is going to automatically come through for you, because those people have been shutting down your North Pole for years. That's why had coals in your stockings and you haven't done anything. They'll say, you did this to me, you're going to get coals in your stockings for Christmas. And it's like, for what? Well, because you argued with me. So I wasn't, I'm confused. So I wasn't supposed to say anything. What am I, a slave here? And you start to look around and you wonder, what? But that's one of the reasons why. So when you get a curse reversal, or if you reverse a curse on your relationship, now you have to redo the money work. So the curse reversal, all of that is taking care of the curse. A lot of people think, oh, I'm just going to do a reversal, but they don't do a money candle. And I would say to do I usually do an unblocker candle for that. Now, I'm going to tell you what is very popular is those sour jars. I hate those. In fact, Spirit wants people cursed that do those sour jars on people. They don't like it when people do sour jars on people, especially people that don't really deserve it. I can't stand that when, when they just, I want to do a sour jar. So that's why it's a good idea to have that, sweetening jar, to counteract that. Okay. Because there can be a lot that can manifest out of that. And where there's a will, there's a way. And so it's not something that you have to say, oh my God, my life is over. You don't know. Okay. Even though I am a witness and I can testify. Okay. I'm the biggest witness of witchcraft and the goddesses that I work with. Okay. I am a witness. I can provide a personal as well as a professional testimonial for witchcraft itself, of turning around bad situations. I have been in situations to where I was being spiritually bullied, just getting kicked around, okay, a literal damn kick toy, and still and regardless, that witchcraft stood before me like armor, okay, and they lie and they say, oh, it's the witchcraft that's doing it to you. Well, yeah, if somebody's doing witchcraft on you, yeah, but you can remove that from yourself, okay, especially some of you that y'all ever sit and wonder why it's very rare to see a family or children grow up in a family home that's been in their family for years. Okay, now a lot of people like to upgrade, a lot of people like to move. A lot of people, they'll start out with a small house and then they'll get a bigger house, which is good. But you ever wonder why, people are, why that happens? Why there's typically no permanent family home in the family? And the reason why is, because of certain influences. And well, let's say family estate home, that's rare these days. And this is a home that was owned by either your grandmother or your great grandfather. Um, and it's sort of a home that's in the family. And that's because people are greedy, selfish, and stupid. And a lot of the times the family members will be fighting over the home. It's totally ridiculous. You got that kind of situation, and I say walk away. But a lot of you guys grew up moving around. You moved every year. You moved here, moved there. And you wonder why so many of you were renters. That was done by design. Okay? That was done by design. Yes, it does, and I'm happy. I'm happy to be bound. Thank you so much. Okay, we've got plenty of Holy Spirit over here, Christian. Bye. Trust me, that person is a fraud. They don't care about no Holy Spirit. They're just over here trying to derail my conversation. Okay. So, and that's probably one of those lazy people that's been, that is afflicted. That's an afflicted person that wants to sit around and be lazy and not do anything, not discover anything, and they just want to sell people's energy. So, bye, Christian. You're rebuked. Goodbye. There's nothing Holy Spirit about you, hon. Bye-bye. Um, so, that is included with that. And typically your astral protection, it will get sent to you after so long. It gets labeled and it gets sent to you. And a lot of the times when there is a curse removed from you, your mind now has to be sort of reprogrammed to not live up underneath that type of oppression. Okay, so that's when you have to work on self, and that's why it's good to have the jar, it's a grist or a mojo bag that I bottle in a jar. So it's a grist bag in a jar, and it gets sent to you. Okay. And you can use it for meditation purposes for as long as you need to. Home money jars are very powerful. In fact, I love using mine. So that can be purchased also, but the main aspect of it is that is to get that off of you, because what a lot of people have reported to me, what a lot of people have reported to me that have generational curses on them, is the mental aspect of it. The fact that the first thing that gets attacked is the mind. Okay, now of course your body and your spirit gets attacked, but a lot of people have reported, feeling very, very mentally ill. Anxiety, depression, all of those things will start to manifest within you. Okay, and they don't care if they drive you crazy. There are some people that get rewarded with money favors for selling you out. Let me go ahead and get this popping real quick. I can see some of the people's done rolled out of bed. Let me get this going real quick. Now, I also provide, speaking of which, hello, witch. Speaking of which, I also provide coven protection services, which, you could tell that was a person from a coven who's claiming to be a witch, but yet for some reason she's got to tailgate and backbite off of me. I've never heard of it, but hey, okay. It's some people operate differently than other people, okay? Give me a second, guys. I got to mute. Content. Okay, guys, I'm back. So another new thing that I am offering is coven protection services. Okay, it's not on the website yet. To reverse a coven, if you have a coven on you, then that is going to be the same price though as a generational curse remover. Okay, and unfortunately, that is one of the side effects. If you let it go too long, that's one of the side effects. Some of your family members truly hate you, have a serious problem with you, want to see you fail, want to see you down and out because it makes them feel better about themselves. And when they go to these covens, which I'm erecting my coven, and my coven is never going to provide those types of services. Now, if it's somebody that we can confirm is very harmful and is doing harm to people, then we will bind that person from doing harm. But no, my coven is going to be ethical. Okay. Uh-huh. Oh, sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, you don't, and so, yeah. So, all of my consultations, in particular with the curse reversal consultations and stuff, I've been trying to do everything by Zoom. So let me go ahead and wrap this up. It's 11:11. I've been doing everything by Zoom. And so you guys can go and schedule your appointments. In particular, we have a solar eclipse. And, this, just to let you guys know, we have a solar eclipse coming tomorrow. And a lot of you guys really need to be ready and y'all need to be prepared for that. Because there are going to be people that are going to be on the attack. I don't understand why these people won't develop their own stuff. Some people are just evil. Some people are just, perversions of what a human being would be. But, this solar plexus is going to be very powerful when it, not so, I keep calling it a solar plexus. One of the things that they're trying to cover up is that this solar eclipse is going to be very powerful with taking your power back. Like, I don't care if they call your phone, because a lot of y'all will say, well, I just want this to be stopped, and they're not going to stop. They're pathetic. Okay. So they'll call your phone. They'll they'll be talking about you. You'll sense it. So tomorrow, especially if you're in my Sam Hain circle, um, but that's not necessarily included. We're doing ancestor veneration for that circle. So, but this moon, this eclipse, this solar eclipse is going to be phenomenal in taking back your power. So any like soul retrieval, energy retrieval from energy harvesters, if you've got that kind of thing going on, then this moon would be excellent for that. Um, and so I don't think that I'm going to be offering any group except for the Sam Hain Circle. But what I found is that a lot of you guys really, really, really need curse reversals. A lot of you guys. Okay. And it's one of those things, and it may not even necessarily be a generational curse reversal, because one of the most popular type of curses is the evil eye curse. Okay. Which is very, oh God, those evil eye curses, they are so annoying because they hit fast, but they don't last long at all. In fact, there's a couple of different goddesses that I use to remove evil eye curses very quickly. But it does require, very specific intent being set, and it requires either a 14-day candle or either sometimes several of them. Okay, even sometimes, different variations of candles, chakra candles. And now I want to say this, I do provide dark workings, especially if a lot of you guys are dealing with somebody that's very codependent, attached, just somebody that kind of attaches to you. When you were in high school and there was a stupid bully, and the bully just kind of followed you around. That's literally how these people have turned out as adults. Even if they learned spirituality, they learned about witchcraft, or they were a witch, they just kind of annoy you and follow you around. Okay. And so I will do dark workings on that person. And, a lot of witches that are like that have taken advantage and abused their powers, have found that they have been binded a long time ago. Because spirit will bind you. Okay. Hecate will bind you. In fact, I gotta go because I gotta do my Monday devotionals to Hecate. I typically do my devotionals to her on Monday. So I have to go. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe. But if you guys are interested in working with me, on getting bloodline curses off of you, you guys can contact me for a confidential consultation. And one of the things about me is that I run a small business. I am the only employee here. So, and I have, I spend a lot of time with my clients, sometimes up to 12 hours per day. So I do have the time to provide spiritual coaching as well, because a lot of people need it. Okay. Until you get yourself back to where you need to be. Okay. Link to my website is below, and I will see you guys later. Okay. Y'all have a good Monday. Have a happy Monday. And I look forward to meeting you guys. Okay. Blessed be.